Hi team, in today's video we're going to review how to do word problems. We're going to be thinking about all of the operations, so multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, and we're going to visualize while we read so we can think about what our numbers represent. What is happening in this situation? What do we need to do to solve? What is the question asking us to solve for? We're going to be reading two different situations today. You can see Nelroy right now. We'll read that together, and then we're going to read about Corey, and you're going to see that these situations are similar, but they're actually going to require different solving, different operations to solve. So here we go. I hope you visualize with me while we read. If you don't have a paper and pencil, you should pause this video and go grab it, and then come back and we'll get started. If you already have it, here we go. Nelroy has 16 buckets. I'm going to just read through this. If Nelroy puts 4 apples in each bucket, how many apples will he have in total? Okay, now I'm going to read it and visualize while I annotate. Nelroy has 16 buckets. Okay, I'm picturing those 16 buckets. I can imagine 16 buckets. If Nelroy puts 4 apples in each bucket, 4 apples in each bucket. So in each one of those 16 buckets, it sounds like those are my groups, but I'm going to just wait for apples, and that sounds like my each, but I'm just going to keep reading. How many apples will he have in total? How many apples in total? How many apples in total? So they want to know that if 4 apples are in every bucket, how many are there in total? So okay, let's think about that. The 16 buckets will be our groups because we're going to need 16 of them. 8, 16. Those are my buckets. Remember, this is not art class, this is math. I can use circles if I want to. And it says that there's going to be 4 apples in each bucket. Now I'm just going to put 4 in here and put 4 in here, so I can literally imagine him putting like 1, 2, 3, 4 apples. That is definitely our each. And I can imagine those 4 apples going into each one. I also know I can just use the number 4 because that's something I can do to represent my apples and my math. And then the question was asking us for our total of apples. So when we are done with putting our apples in each, we're going to have to count up our apples for the total. We can keep going with our 4s, or we can just go ahead and skip count instead of doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. 4, 8, 12, 16. So if you put another 4, we know he'd have 20. If you didn't know that, you could just draw your 4, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and count up like you know how. You could also draw those out to the side and count up. So 20, we know 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So you could do it that way if you need to. 32 plus 4 is 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, one more. 60 plus 4 gives me 64. So that tells me that 16 times 4, because I did 16 groups times 4 in each, gets me 64 in total. And that was my 64 apples. So if I was going to write a solution sentence, I would need to use my question and think, how many apples will he have in total? We know he is Nelroy, so I could say, Nelroy will have 64 apples in total. Okay, we knew that was multiplication because we had to take our groups, put our each in those groups, and then we had to count up our each to find our total. So we knew that was multiplication. Okay, let's check out Corey's situation and see how it is different. Okay, Corey has 16 buckets. Oh, same as Nelroy. If he puts 4 buckets on each table, how many tables will Corey need? Okay, this is not about apples, but he does have 16 buckets. We can visualize those 16 buckets and we can think about what they represent. If he puts 4 buckets on each table, 4 buckets on each table, 4 buckets on each table. Okay, so I have 16 buckets in total. It didn't tell me that. It just said I had 16 buckets. Corey had 16 buckets. But now it's telling me he's going to put 4 on each table, and he has 16, which means if he's going to use 4 buckets on each, he's going to run out when he hits 16 because he has 16 of them. So he's going to put 4 on one table with the legs. That's my table. Okay. That's my standing up table. If he puts 4 buckets on there, we could even draw them if we need to. 4 buckets. He's going to run out as he keeps putting 4 on each table. So I know there's only 16 buckets in total because he has 16 and he's putting 4 on each table. And then the question was, how many tables will Corey need? So the question is about how many tables. We're putting 4 as our each. So we know 4 is our each. And we just said that 16 must be our total. What is happening here? What must the question be asking for? The question's asking for the tables. We have our total, we have our each. What are we missing? I hope you're thinking groups. Because right now our groups are the tables. Those are creating the groups because we're putting our each on the tables. So we're wondering how many groups do we need to put the total of 16 on the tables. We have 4. We have 4. Oh, how am I going to know when to stop? I hope you're saying count up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I need to count up, I can. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. Am I done? No, he still has more buckets on for his table. So he could use another table and do 4 more buckets. And he's at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, stop, Corey. And whoever's solving, what's my stop sign? Kind of bad. Sorry about that. Okay, stop. We hit our total of 16. So we know how many tables did it take? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, our groups is 4. And our sentence would be Corey will need 4 tables. So what did we do here? We took our total, we passed it out into 4 each, into our each, which was 4, and we got our groups. So we took 16 divided by 4, and we got 4. Cool. All right, good luck. Go down below and try your best. Visualize, annotate, think about what everything represents. What is the question asking you for? What do your numbers actually represent? Okay, bye.